In the last lesson in this series, we looked at how to produce the easiest natural harmonics on the guitar. And we discovered that as well as producing notes that were 1 or 2 octaves higher than the open string notes by playing harmonics at fret 12 and fret 5, we could also produce a note 1/5 above the open string note by playing a harmonic at fret 7. So in standard tuning, we can produce all these different notes by using this technique, which when laid out in order gives us E, F sharp, G, A, B and D. The first scale that comes to mind when I see these notes is probably the E minor pentatonic scale. E, G, A, B, D, E. So it's using all the harmonic notes except for the F sharp. Notice the rather odd zigzag pattern that we have to follow to play these notes in ascending order. And this is probably the hardest thing about learning to use harmonics in this way. We have to learn to override our normal sense of which way is up and which way is down on the guitar fretboard. And I find a good trick to help you learn to work with this scale is to first play a phrase using the normal E minor pentatonic pattern, maybe like this. And then try to echo the same phrase using the harmonics. Easier said than done. Another scale that we can play using this same range of notes that has a similar sort of zigzag pattern is the Egyptian scale in A. A, B, D, E, G, A. It's easy to mistake this scale for a minor or major pentatonic, but in fact it is very slightly different from either of these. You can see in this comparison table that the Egyptian scale includes the second note of the major scale, like the major pentatonic does, but then it flats the seventh, the G instead of G sharp, like the minor pentatonic does. Most significantly, it leaves out the third altogether. In terms of tonality then, it could probably win a prize for being the most amenable scale of all. It works in harmony with the A major chord, the A minor, the A dominant chords, especially the ninth, or the 11th, and of course it also fits, because of lacking the third note, it will fit with the suspended chords A sus2, or A sus4. Finally, let's take a look at the G major scale. This cannot be done properly, of course, without cheating, because we're missing the C note. But take a look at this. You have to be listening very carefully to spot the cheat there, don't you? Do you notice that when I play the C note, I just play it as a straight fretted note, and the tone on that top string is so close to the sound of the harmonic that we more or less get away with it. The pattern for this scale is quite a bit more complicated than the other two scales I've shown you, so let's show it to you in close-up. So we start with fret 12 harmonic on the G string, A fret 7 on the D string, B fret 12 on the B string, C normal fretted note, 8th fret on the top string, D G string fret 7, E open harmonic on the top string at the 12th fret, F sharp harmonic at fret 7 on the B string, and the top G fret 5 on the G string. Unfortunately, this scale has limited application when it comes to playing whole melodies because it only just covers one octave, and most tunes like to use notes from beyond these confines. But it can be quite effective to use a segment of the melody as, say, an intro or an instrumental break. And here's an example of one that I've worked out where I'm still cheating, so I'm going to steal one note from outside the octave that it should have been in. See if you can spot it. Anyway, I'll leave it to you to explore and create some ideas of your own based on these scales. And do let me know what you come up with. See you again soon.